Everyone at the graduation ceremony thought the quiet janitor was just another tired father in a faded uniform, someone unnoticed, someone ordinary. But when the Navy admiral stepped onto the stage and caught a glimpse of the tattoo on the janitor's wrist, he froze mid-speech. The entire auditorium went silent. What the admiral recognized wasn't just ink, it was a mark from a mission the world was told never happened, one tied to a hero believed to be long gone. And now he stood there, broom in hand, only wanting to see his son graduate. The auditorium was already buzzing with excitement as families filled the rows, fixing collars, snapping photos, and adjusting graduation caps. In the far corner, leaning on a mop handle, stood Ethan Hale, a 42-year-old single father whose life had been carved by hardship more than luck. His uniform was simple, dark blue work pants, a gray janitorial shirt, and old boots that had seen more nights of overtime than steps of rest. He didn't complain. He never did. Because today wasn't about him. Today was about his son, Liam, the only reason Ethan kept pushing forward when life pushed back even harder. Ethan stood near the rear exit, hidden behind the rows of excited families. He wasn't supposed to be here, janitors didn't have the day off for events. But he had swapped shifts, mopped the floors before sunrise, and promised he wouldn't get in the way. He just wanted one thing, to see Liam walk across that stage. That was enough for him. It always had been. Liam, 18, determined, shy but brilliant, had never known the version of Ethan the world once knew. To him, his father was a man with rough hands, tired eyes, and a heart that gave everything it had. Liam only knew that Dad worked hard, cleaning classrooms, fixing leaky pipes, staying late to make sure bills were paid and food was on the table. What Liam didn't know was that before life broke the Hale family apart, Ethan wore a different uniform, one marked by courage and loss. Families around Ethan whispered, wondered, even judged, why was the janitor standing in their aisle? Why didn't he sit with others? But Ethan ignored the looks. He didn't want attention. His chest tightened with pride just watching Liam in his cap and gown, scanning the crowd to find him. Ethan raised a hand slightly, offering a small smile. Liam's face lit up instantly, and for Ethan, that 1 second of connection made every sacrifice worth it. On the front stage, a group of officers took their seats as guests of honor. Among them was Admiral Raymond Carter, a man with a reputation carved from decades of service. He was respected, feared, and admired, a living legend in the Navy. As he prepared his speech, his eyes drifted across the crowd, and then they stopped. Froze. Locked on the quiet janitor in the back. Ethan didn't notice at first. He simply shifted his broom aside, arms crossed tightly, his sleeve sliding back just an inch. That inch was enough. Enough for Admiral Carter to see the edge of a tattoo, sharp, black, unmistakable. A symbol worn only by a classified team that Carter himself had once commanded. But Ethan Hale, was supposed to be dead. Declared lost after a mission gone wrong. Only a handful of people in the entire Navy knew the truth. And one of them was now staring at him across the decorated gymnasium. Sweat chilled down Carter's neck. His voice faltered. The officers beside him glanced over, confused. But Carter couldn't look away. Impossible, he whispered to himself. Ethan finally felt the weight of someone's stare and looked up. Their eyes met. Ethan's widened, just slightly. Carter's widened more, but Ethan quickly looked away, tugging his sleeve down, pretending nothing happened. Because the past was the one thing he refused to let Liam know about. The world could think he was gone. He didn't care. All he wanted was for Liam to step into a future better than the one he survived. But destiny, fate, timing, whatever people called it, had different plans. The ceremony continued, but tension hummed in the air like a wire ready to snap. Carter kept glancing back, unable to focus. Ethan felt the pressure but stayed still, hands clenched behind his back. The moment Liam's row was called, Ethan leaned forward, heart pounding. This was the moment he'd dreamed of, but he didn't know that the Admiral had already stood up quietly, walking toward him. As Liam stepped onto the stage, his smile trembling with emotion, Ethan's eyes glistened. His son looked confident, proud, and ready for the world. Ethan whispered under his breath, "You did it, kid. You did it." But his moment of peace shattered when he sensed a presence beside him. Ethan turned slightly, and froze. Admiral Carter stood there, towering, decorated, intense. The surrounding parents noticed too. The whispers grew louder. Why was a Navy admiral walking up to the janitor? "Ethan Hale," Carter said, voice low but shaking. Is it really you? Ethan's jaw tightened. Sir, please. Not here. Not today. Carter ignored the plea, his eyes glistening with disbelief. I watched you fall. I saw the explosion. We held a memorial. Ethan interrupted softly, Admiral. I'm just here to see my son graduate. That's all that matters. But Carter wasn't done. You saved my entire team. You saved me. And the world thinks you died a hero. Why disappear? Why hide? You had a place waiting for you. A career. A legacy. Ethan looked down at his worn boots. His throat tightened, memories rushing in, fire, smoke, blood, the screams of his team, the unbearable guilt he carried for years. His voice cracked as he spoke. My wife died the same week I came home, he whispered. Cancer. I didn't even know she was sick while I was deployed. Liam was 7. Lost. Alone. I had one choice, bury the past or let it bury us both. So I walked away. From duty. From recognition. From everything except him. The Admiral's expression softened, the sternness melting into understanding. Behind them, Liam's name echoed across the gym. Applause thundered. Ethan's heart raced. He turned to see his son scanning the crowd again, searching for him, needing him. When Liam spotted him, he beamed. But then his smile faded as he noticed the Admiral standing beside his father. Confusion washed over him, then worry. Ethan whispered to Carter, please don't take this from him. This day is his. Carter exhaled slowly. For the first time in his long career, he stood not as an admiral, but as a man honoring another man's sacrifice. He stepped back. All right, Ethan. Today is his day. But after this, we talk. Ethan nodded with gratitude. He hurried toward the front rows just as Liam walked off the stage. Their eyes met. Liam rushed toward him, cap slightly crooked, gown flapping with each step. Dad, he exclaimed. I did it. Ethan wrapped him in the tightest embrace. I'm proud of you. More than you'll ever know.